Okay, so setup-wise, for the most part, was good. Okay, what we're going to try to feel with the driver, because the ball's teed up and we're changing more of an upward hit on the golf ball, you've got to feel a little bit more kind of to the right of the golf club, as we said. Picking the club in the air, so have the club up in here somewhere, tilt it to 11 o'clock to start with. In reality, it's probably going to be a little bit less than that, but when you're on the range practicing, if you hit them, say, 10 or 15 left to right, as in the ball's constantly going this way, what you'll do is you'll find target by just swinging the club to the left. Now you'll sacrifice distance, quality of strike and all that kind of stuff. And as we said, if the ball is curving left to right, the things that you will do to fix it are three things generally the swing doesn't want. Leaning on your back foot, pulling across the ball, steeping the shaft, pulling the club left, flicking the hands. Really, we want to see the golf ball doing none of those three, or the club clubs are saying doing none of those three things. If you're seeing a golf ball going this way, and you're hooking it, you then go, okay, I'll start changing my path more from the inside. I'll start getting my hands and body in the right position.
All the good stuff.
Exactly. And that's what we've got to try and promote more, okay? If we look at this left-hand one there as you go back, takeaway and stuff was pretty good. Much better turn now at the right side. We're not swaying as much as we were before. Okay, we make a nice turn. As we get to here now, this first move there, you can see the hands now working. I think where the hands go back kind of here.
Yeah, still just those
hands are there, and then there's a change of direction there. So now at this point, that club is now getting quite steep, going through your right shoulder there. And then the next sort of frame down as we come back into it, the club now working out. That now is sort of through your right shoulder. That looks almost like a pulling down sort of sensation. Just please go left kind of thing.
So my hands came outside the plane.
Exactly,
really to drop in. Really,
exactly, So you've got a good backswing here now. Now as you're sort of hitting a few shots more left to right, there's no over the top. The hands now are working back down. The club shaft now is more under your right shoulder, as opposed to over your right shoulder. It's moving a bit more. Could it move a bit more? Certainly could do, but in half an hour that's not too bad. So as we then start coming back in, now we're looking for, at this point, the club to be matching up with your right forearm, which is getting towards, you see there, whereas this one here now, the next sort of frame or so, the club's way out in front of you there. I mean, the arms are miles out in front there. Just pushing the club outside the line, just trying to swing it in that direction, hoping for the best that the ball starts left, knowing it's going to spin left to right because of the face, and you're doing whatever you possibly can to just start it left to target. Once you start in some straighter shots, you were, okay, I can now start bringing the golf club down on a better angle in the golf ball, get that path more from the inside, get that launch angle up, get the side spin down. When the club face was square, what we saw now was the ball just starting left and just staying left, Once you see that shape of shot, you're going to have a lot more trust in your ability. We can now start swinging it more towards target, which in turn will slightly increase the launch angle, which would be good. Not going to go too high, but 12, 13 degree launch, get that ball up in the air, flying a bit straighter with less backspin, less side spin, higher launch. That's a win-win-win, isn't it, Whereas before you had a lower launch, high spinning, cutting. So the ball was just spinning off the right there, almost like you're playing a Mickelson lob checky shot kind of thing, and just not go very far, So we can get that club working a bit more behind you, which will be a lot easier to do once you've got the club face better. So you're going to get the club face stronger. You're going to get yourself, in relative terms to the club, say more to the right of the club shaft. And then when you make that good turn now you're able to bring the hands on the club back in the right position, not trying to save the shot. You're producing the numbers you want to try and do because you're trying, okay, I don't want the ball going this far to the left. I want it to go more towards target.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's going to make some real work on today.
But I think, so when you're on the range, if you hit the first 4 or 5 shots, they start going this way, almost in your head going, okay, right, the club face is wrong. I've got to get this club face back to the ball square. Do it at setup the way we showed there with that lift in the club, turn it to 11 o'clock. If we try and do it during the swing, the way we will try and do that is get your right elbow out this way and try and smother it with your hands, and you're trying to do something at 100 mile an hour at the minute, a millisecond.
I mean, it's all about being able to repeat a swing, and if you rely on your hands, you're not going to...
Exactly.
You're not going to repeat
if I said to you, okay, you've got 10 or 15 seconds to get yourself set and know where your hand should go on the golf club, that's a lot easier way, a more consistent way than me going, okay, right, your club's going to come down here, but at the last millisecond you've got... it'll work a couple of times. If you hit enough shots...
Probably, the more dynamic sports like... tennis or squash.
You
are doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, the thing is, look at those sports, you haven't got time to do it, if you see. When you're playing tennis, if you look at a game of tennis, when a player hits a winner, if they get their opponent to lob the ball up in the air and the ball's bouncing down really high and they can sort of get themselves moving around and sort of get to position, it's a winner, isn't it? Yeah? Tennis is all about just trying to get the opponent to give you that kind of shot, or maybe get them to hit in the net kind of thing. Yeah, if you've got that time, sort of set yourself up, get in a perfect spot. Wham bam, it's just going to be a winner all day. So in golf, we've got to set up every single time for that winning shot, rather than sort of trying to adjust mid swing. Okay,
no, brilliant.
Good stuff, Peter. Well done.